Para शान्ति। ॐ अस्य श्री गुरु गीता स्तोत्र मंत्रस्य भगवान् सदा शिव ऋषि नाना विधानि छन्दांसि श्री गुरु परमात्मा देवता अम्बिजं सा शक्ति कीलकम् श्री गुरु प्रसाद सिद्ध्यार्थे जपे विनियोगा आता ध्यानम् हम सम्य परिवृत पत्र कमले दिव्य जगत कारणे विश्वकीर्णमने कदे अनिलये स्वच्छन्दमाम्ने चया तद्योतम्बर सम्भवन्तु चरणं दीपाङ्कुरग्राहिणां तद्याक्षाक्षरविग्रह गुरुपरं ध्यायेत् विभुं शाश्वतम् मम चतुर्विधा पुरुषार्थसिद्ध्यार्थे जपे विनियोगा सुता उवाच कैलासशिखरे रम्ये भक्तिसन्धाननायकं ननम्य पार्वती भक्त्या शङ्करं पायपृच्छति श्रीदेवी उवाच ॐ नमो देवदेवेश परपर जगद्गुरो सदाशिव महादेव गुरुरीक्षं प्रदेहि मे येन मार्गेण गोस्वामी देहि ब्रह्मं मयो भवेत् त्वं कृपां कुरु मे स्वामी नमामि चरणौ तव ईश्वर उवाच मम रूपासि देवी त्वं त्वाकृत्यर्थं वदाम्यहं लोकोपकारकात् प्रश्नो नाकेनापि कृता पुरा दुर्लभं कृष्णलोकेषु तत्तुरुष्वा वदाम्यहं गुरुविना ब्रह्मणान्यात् सत्यं सत्यं वरानने वेदशास्त्रपुराणानि इतिहासादिकानि च मन्त्रयन्त्रादि विद्याश्च स्मृतिरुचातनादिकान् शैवशाक्तागमादीनि अन्यानि विविराणि च अपभ्रंशाकराणि जीवनं ग्रन्थते च साम् यज्ञो व्रतं तपोदानं जपस्थितं गुरुतपमभिज्ञाय पुरस्ते चरते जना गुरुपुर्यन्मनोऽनन्यं सत्यं सत्यं न संशयः भगववर्तं प्रयाणास्तु कर्तव्यो हि मनीषिभिः पुरविद्या जगन्माया ज्ञानसम्भवा उदयो या प्रकाशेन गुरुशब्देन कथ्यते सर्वपापविशुद्धानां श्रीगुरुपारसेवनात् देहि ब्रह्म भवेद्यस्मात् वक्रपार्थं वदामि ते गुरुपारं भुजं स्मृत्वा जलं शिरसि धारये सर्वतीर्थवगास्य सम्प्राप्नोति फलं नरः शोषणं पापभङ्गस्य दीपनं ज्ञानतेजसा संसारानवतारिकाम् अज्ञानामूलारणं जन्मकर्मानिवारणं सिद्ध्यर्थं गुरुवारोरकं विदेव गुरुवारोरकमेव गुरुर्शिष्य tu labyate. Dukkharastvannakharascha dukkarasteja uchate. Ajnanagrasajam brahma gururevana samshaya. Dukkara pratamo varno mayadi guna bhasaka. Dukkaro dvitiyo brahma maya pranti vinashana. Evam guru param shreshtam devanamapi durlabham. Ahu ganesheva gandharvesha prapujyate. Drubante shantu sarvesham nastitadvam guru param. Asanam shayanam vastram bhushanam vanarikam. Sadhakena pradatavyam guru santoshakarakam. Gururaradhanam karyam svajivitvam nivedaye. Karmana manasa vacha nityamaradhaye guru. Virdagandam namaskritya nirlaja guru sanidho. Shariram indriyam pranam sadgurubhyo nivedaye. Amatararikam sarvam sadgurubhyo nivedaye. Mudikita vasmavishta mudrakam sleshmaraktam tatamamsa panchayena varanane. Vrukshamarudha pantradonaраkarnave yena chimutta sarve tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Guru Vishnu Gurudevo Maheshwara Gurureva Parabrahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Etave jagatameva samsaranavasejave prabhave sarvavidyanam shambhave Gurave Namah. Ajnanatimirandasya jnanajanashalakaya chakshurunmilitam yena tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Tvam pita tvam cha me mata tvam bandhustam cha devata. Samsara patiporartha tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Yasya satyam ya prakashena bhartita karanandena nandanti tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Yasya sidhya satyamidam yarpati bhalarupata priyam putrari akritya tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Yena chetayate idam chittam chetayate nayam jagatanna shishimyari tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Yasya jnananiram vishnu nadrisham dina verata sarekaruparupaya tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Yasya matam tasya matam matam yasya navedasa ananya bhavamalaya tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Yasya karan चतुर्बाहुरक्षितः आचतुर्वदनो ब्रह्मा श्रीगुरुकार्तिकाप्रिये अयं अयञ्जलिर्बाधो दायसकारवृद्धये यादनुगतो जन्तु चित्रसंसारमुक्तिका श्रीगुरो परमं रूपं देवकाचाक्षुषोमठम् अन्धभाग्यान् पश्यन्ति अन्तसूर्योदयं यथा श्रीनाथाचरणाद्वन्द्वं भक्तिदिनं प्रिये तस्यै सततमञ्जलेश आर्ये प्रक्षिप्यते मुखरितो मनुपेर्बुरेष्टा जागर्ति यत्र भगवान् गुरु चक्रवर्ती विश्वोदय प्रणनाथन नित्य साक्षी श्रीनाथ हरि गुरुत्रयं गणपतिं गीतात्रयं भैरवं सिद्धौ मम्बतुकत्रयं परयुगं कृतिक्रमं मण्डलम् ीरान्द्राशतशुष्टशास्त्रिनवकं नीरावली पाञ्चकं श्रीमालिनि मन्त्रराजसहितं वन्दे गुरुं मण्डलम् अभ्यासे सकले सुदीर्णमणिले यारि प्ररे दुष्करे प्राणायामशतेरनेककरणे दुःखामके दुर्जये यास्मिनाविरिते विनाशति बले आयुस्वयं रक्षणात् स्वमैषां सेवात्वमेकं गुरुं स्वदेशिकसेवा शरीरचिन्तनं भवेदनतस्य शिवस्य चिन्तनं स्वदेशिकसेवा नामकीर्तनं भवेदनतस्य शिवस्य कीर्तनं यप्पररेणुकनिका कापि संसारवारिधे सेतुबन्धयते नाथं देशिकं तामुपास्महे यस्मादनुग्रहं नारज्ञानमुत्सृजे तस्मै श्रीदेशिकेन्द्राय नमस्ते आरजं सर्वसंसारं दावनादाविनाशकं ब्रह्मानन्द्रे सितम्बोजा मध्यस्थं चन्द्रमण्डले अकतारि तिलेकाब्जे सहस्रदावमण्डले हंसपार्श्वत्रिकोणे च हरेकं भाग्यकं गुरुं सकला भुवनसृष्टि कल्पिता शेषपुष्टि दृष्टि सम्परं व्यर्थदृष्टि अवाकुन परिमार्ष्टि तत्परदेकदृष्टि भावगुण परमेष्टि मोक्षमार्गेकदृष्टि सकला भुवनरङ्गं सपन सम्मयस्ति सकरुणारसवृष्टि सर्वमाला समस्ति सकला समया सृष्टि सच्चिदानन्ददृष्टि निवसतु मयि नित्यं श्रीगुरुदिव्यदृष्टि अग्निशुद्धसमं चातु ज्वालपरीक्षकार्या मन्त्रराजामिमं मन्ये तरे जति तने जति तदुरे तत्समीपके अनन्तरस्य सर्वस्य व्ययम् श्रुति प्रात्यक्षमेतिया हनुमानस्य तुष्टयम् यस्य चात्मा तपो वेद देशिकं शास्त्रस्मरे अखण्डमण्डलाकारं व्याप्तं येन चराचरम् अपरं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः सर्वश्रुतिशिरोरत्नं नीरजितापरं भुजः निरङ्गम्बुजसूर्यो यस् तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः यस्य स्मरणमात्रेण ज्ञानमुपाद्यते स्वयं य एव सर्वसम्प्राप्तिः तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः चैतन्यं शाश्वतं शान्तं नारबिन्दुकलातीतं तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः स्थावरं जगनं चैव तथा चैव चराचरं व्याप्तं येन जगत्सर्वं तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः ज्ञानशक्तिसमारुता तत्त्वमाला विभूषितः मुक्तिप्रदाताय तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः अनेकजन्मसम्प्राप्तं सर्वकर्मविदायिने स्वज्ञानप्रभावेन तस्मै श्री नमः न गुरुरधिकं तत्त्वं न गुरुरधिकं तपः तत्त्वं ज्ञानपरं नास्ति तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः अनन्ता श्रीजगन्नाथो मद्गुरु श्रीजगद्गुरु नमः सर्वभूतात्मा तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः ज्ञानमूलं गुरुमूर्ति पूजमूलं गुरुपरं मन्त्रमूलं गुरुवाक्यं मोक्षमूलं गुरुकृपा गुरुरादिरनादिश्च गुरुपरं देवतां गुरुपरतरं नास्ति तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः सप्तसागरपर्यन्तं तीर्थस्नानादिकं फलं गुरुरङ्घ्रिपयो बिन्दु सहस्रंशेन दुर्लभम् आरुरुष्टे गुरुश्रात्ता गुरुरुष्टेन कष्टना तस्मात् सर्वप्रयत्नेन श्रीगुरुं शरणं व्रजे गुरुरेव जगत्सर्वं ब्रह्म विष्णु शिवात्मकं गुरुपरतरं नास्ति तस्मात् सम्पूजयेत् गुरुम् ज्ञानं विज्ञानसहितं लाभ्यते गुरुभक्तितः गुरुपरतरं नास्ति ध्येयोऽसौ गुरुमार्गिभिः यस्मात् परतरं नास्ति नेति नेतीति वै श्रुतिः मनसा वाचसा चैव नित्यमाराधयेत् गुरुम् गुरुकृपा प्रसादेन ब्रह्म विष्णु सदाशिवः समर्था प्रभवादो च केवलं गुरुसेवया देवकी नरगन्धर्व पितरो यक्षचारणाः मुनयोऽपि न जानन्ति गुरुशुश्रूषणे विधिम् महान्तरगर्वेण तपोवेद्यावलम्बितः संसारको परमुखा ज्ञानं शृणु महादेवी सर्वानन्दप्रदायकां सर्वसौख्यकरं नित्यं मुक्तिविदायकां श्रीमत् परब्रह्म गुरुं स्मरामि श्रीमत् परब्रह्म गुरुं वरामि श्रीमत् परब्रह्म गुरुं नमामि श्रीमत् परब्रह्म गुरुं भजामि ब्रह्मानन्दं परमसुखदं केवलं ज्ञानमूर्तिं मन्वाचितं गगनसदृशं तत्त्वमस्यादिलक्ष्यम् एकं नित्यं विमलमचलं सर्वधी साक्षिभूतं भावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तं नमामि नित्यं शुद्धं निराभासं निराकारं निरञ्जनं नित्यपूर्णं चिदानन्दं गुरुब्रह्मणमम्यम् इदं भुजे कर्णिकामर्य संस्थे सिंहासने संस्थित्य दिव्यमूर्तिं प्रकाशं श्रीपुस्तकविस्तरं धराणां श्वेताम्बरं श्वेतविलेपपुष्पं मुक्ताविभूषणमुरिचं त्रिनेत्रं कामान्तविद्यासिद्ध्यदिव्यशक्तिं मन्दस्मितं संवृतपाणिराणाम् आनन्दमानन्दकरं प्रसन्नं ज्ञानस्वरूपं निजबोधयुक्तं योगीन्द्रमीड्यं भवरोगवैद्यं श्रीमद्गुरुं नित्यमहं नमामि तस्मिन् सुचिरहंसं निग्रहानुग्रहमकं नित्यं पञ्चवीरं शाश्वतं वासते तं नमाम्यहम् तत्तशिरसि शुक्लाब्जे नीलत्वं द्विभुजं गुरुं परमयोगितं शान्तं स्मरेतं नाम पूर्वकम् न गुरोररिकं न गुरोररिकं शिवशासनता 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 चिरमेव शिवं चिरमेव शिवं चिरमेव शिवं चिरमेव शिवं मम शासनतो मम शासनतो मम शासनतो मम शासनता एवं विदं गुरुं यात्वा ज्ञानमुपाद्यते स्वयं तत्सद्गुरुप्रसादेन मुक्तोऽहमिति भावये गुरुदर्शितमार्गेण मनःशुद्धिं कारये अनित्यं खण्डये सर्वं यत्किञ्चिन्दात्मगोचरम् एयं सर्वस्वरूपं च ज्ञानं च मान उच्यते ज्ञानमेय समं कुर्यात् अन्यपन्था द्वितीयका सर्वं करोति यः सायते नरकं घोरं यावच्चन्द्रदिवाकरो यावकल्पान्तको देहास् तावदेव गुरुं स्मरेत् गुरुलोको न कर्तव्यः स्वच्छन्दो यदि वा भवेत् ओङ्कारेण न वक्तव्यम् अग्निशीशैकतञ्चनम् गुरुरात्रेण वक्तव्यम् असत्यं च करार्चनम् गुरुं त्वं कृत्यं कृत्य गुरुं निर्जित्य वादिताम् अरण्ये निर्दले देशे साववे ब्रह्म राक्षसाम् मुनिपानगेर्वाक्ये दूरभाषापितो यरि आयुर्मृत्युभयापापि गुरुरक्षाति पार्वती अशक्ता हि सुरद्याश्च आशक्तमुनयश्च गुरुशापेन ते शीघ्रं चायं यान्ति न संशयः मन्त्रराजमिरं देवीं गुरुरित्यक्षराद्वयं स्मृतिभिराटवाक्येन गुरुसाक्षात् परम्पराम् श्रुतिस्मृति अविज्ञाय केवलं गुरुसेवका देवे सन्न्यासिना प्रोक्ता इतरे वेशधारिणा नित्यं ब्रह्म निराकारं निर्गुणं बोधये परं सर्वं ब्रह्म निराभासं विपरीपान्तरं यथा गुरुकृपा प्रसादेन अमरमं निरीक्षये अनेन गुरुमार्गेण स्वात्मज्ञानं प्रवर्तते आब्रह्मस्तवपर्यन्तं परमं स्वरूपकं स्थावरं जगमं चैव प्रणमामि जगन्मयं वन्देऽहं सच्चिदानन्दं विरतितं सद्गुरुं नित्यं निर्गुणं स्वात्मसंस्थितं परतरं ध्येयं नित्यमानन्दकारकं हृदयाकाशमध्यस्थं चिदास्फटिकसानिभं स्फटिकाप्रतिमारूपं दृश्यते दर्पणे यथा तथात्मनि श्रीराकारम् आनन्दं स्वमित्युजाम् अङ्गुशमन्त्रपुरुषं दायतश्चिन्मयं हृदिं तत्र सुरतिभावो या शृणुतं कथयाम्यहम् अगोचरं कृतागम्यं नामरूपाविवर्जितं निःशब्दं च विजानीयात् स्वभवं ब्रह्म पार्वतीम्
यथा गन्धा स्वभावेन
कर्पूरकुसुमारिषु शीतोष्णारि स्वभावेन तथा ब्रह्म च शाश्वतं स्वयं तत्त्वविदो भूत्वा स्थातव्यं यत्र कुत्रचित् चित्तब्रह्मरवतत्र ज्ञानं भवति तदृशम् गुरुज्ञानं तथा कृत्वा स्वयं ब्रह्ममयो भवेत् इन्ने परे तथा रूपे मुक्तो सोऽनात्र संशयः सर्वं मयो बुधा सरानन्द सराशान्तो रामते यत्र कुत्रचित् यत्रैव तिष्ठते सोऽपि सादृश पुण्यभाजनम् मुक्तस्य लक्षणं देवी तवाग्रे कथितं मया उपदेशसुता देवी गुरुमार्गेण मुक्तिरा गुरुभक्ति सतध्यानं सकलं तव कीर्तिताम् अनेन भवे कार्यं तवरमिमामते लोकोपकारकं देवी लौकिकं तु न भावये
लौकिकात् कर्मणो यान्ति
यानेन भवर्णवं यानि च भावये सर्वं कर्म निष्कर्म यत्कृतम् इदं तु भक्तिभावेन परतव्यं तत्सर्वं सफलं भवेत् गुरुगीतात्मकं देवी शुद्धतवं मयोरितं भावव्यारे विनाशार्थं स्वयमेव जपे सदा गुरुगीतरेकां तु मन्त्रराजामिमं जपे अन्ये च विविधा मन्त्रा फलं नान्ति षोडशीम् अनन्तफलममृति गुरुगीता जपेन तु शमनं सर्वदारिद्र्यनाशनं कालमृत्युभयारं सर्वसङ्कटनाशनं भूतानां चौरव्याघ्रभयापहम् आव्यारिहरं सर्वं विभूतिसिरिदं भवेत् आतवामोहनं वश्यं स्वयमेव जपे सदा पाश्चस्थाने च दारिद्र्यं भाषणे रोगसम्भवं मेरिण्यां दुःखमप्नोति कष्टे भवति निष्फलम् कृष्णाजिने ज्ञानसिद्धिर् मोक्षशीघ्राग्रचर्मणि कुशासने ज्ञानसिद्धि सर्वसिरुसुखम्बले कुशेवा दुर्वया देवी आसने शुभ्रकम्बले भाविष्या ततो देवी तपेदे ग्राकमानसा येयं शुक्लं च शन्यार्थकासनं प्रिये अभिचारे कृष्णवर्णं पीतवर्णं धनागमे उत्तरे शान्तिकामस्तु वास्य पूर्वामुखो जपे दक्षिणे मारणं प्रोक्तं पश्चिमे च धनागमम् मोहनं सर्वभूतानां बन्धमोक्षाकरं भवेत् देवराजा प्रियकरं सर्वलोकवशं भवेत् सर्वेषां स्तम्भनकरं गुणनं च विवर्धनं सेवा सुकर्मा सिरिदं भवेत् आसिदं सदये कार्यं नवग्रहभयापहं दुःस्वप्ननाशनं सेवा सुस्वप्नफलदायकम् सर्वशान्तिकरं नित्यं ततवद्यासपुत्रम् अवेतव्यं करं श्रीणां सौभाग्यदायकं सदा आयुरारोग्यमेश्वर्य पुत्रपौत्रवर्धनम् अकामता श्रीविरवा जपं मोक्षमवाप्नुयात् अवेतव्यं सकामात् लाभते चान्यजन्मनि सर्वदुःखं भयं विघ्नं नाशये च पारकम् सर्वबाधाप्रशमनं धर्मतः काममोक्षरम् कामं चं च प्राप्नोति निश्चितम् कामितस्य कामधेनु कल्पना कल्पपारपाम् चिन्तामणिश्चिन्तितस्य सर्वमङ्गलकारकम् मोक्षहेतुर्जपे नित्यं मोक्षश्रियामवाप्नुयात् भोगकामो जपेर्यो वे कस्य कामफलप्रदाय शुभे पचेतदात्रिमूले वा माते वृन्दावने च पवित्रेणिर्मले स्थाने नित्यानुष्ठानतोऽपि वा निर्विघ्नेन मोरेण तपामेकं समाचरे श्मशाने वायभूमौ वन्तमूलाञ्चिके च ताम् मूले च्युतवृक्षससानिधो गुरुपुत्रो वरमूर्खस्तस्य सेद्यान्तिनन्द्रोऽसौ स्वभवद्यत्र तिष्ठति तत्र देवागणा सर्वे क्षेत्रेऽपि ते वसन्ति आसनस्थशयानो वा गच्छसि संवरानपि आश्वरूढो गजारूढः सुप्तो वा जागृतोऽपि वा सुषिस्मसहस्रध्याने गुरुगीता जपेन तु मार्जमान विद्यते समुद्रे च यथा तोयं क्षीरे क्षीरं घृते घृतं किन्ने कुम्भे यथाकाशात् तथा परमात्मनि तथैवाद्यानि जीवात्मा पारमम्मानि लीयते ऐक्येन नामचर्यानि यत्र तत्र दिवानिशाम् एवं विदो मुक्ता
सर्वदा वर्तते बुधा
सर्वप्रयत्नेन भावभक्तिं करोति या सर्वसन्देहरहितो मुक्तो भवति पार्वती भुक्तिमुक्तिद्वयं तस्य जीवाग्रे च सरस्वती अनेन प्राणिना सर्वे गुरुगीता जपेन तु सर्वसिरिं प्राप्नुवन्ति भुक्तिमुक्तिं न संशयः सत्यं सत्यं पुनः सत्यं धर्मं सत्यं मयोरितं गुरुगीता समं नास्ति सत्यं सत्यं वरानने एको देव एक धर्म एकनिष्ठा परं तपः गुरुपरतरं नान्यत् नास्ति तत्त्वं गुरुपरम् माता धन्य पिता धन्य धन्यो वंशाकुलं च धन्या च वसुरा देवी गुरुभक्ति दुर्लभा शरीरमिन्द्रियं प्राणः सर्वस्वजन बन्धवा माता पिता कुलं देवी गुरुरेव न संशयः अवकपच मनाकोट्या
जपा व्रता तपा क्रिया
तत्सर्वं सफलं देवी गुरु सन्तोषमात्रता विद्या तपोबलेनेव मन्दभाग्याश्रयेण नरा गुरुसेवां न कुर्वन्ति सत्यं सत्यं वरानने ब्रह्म विष्णु महेशाश्च देवश्री पितृकिन्नरा सिद्धाचारणयक्षाश्च अनेपि मुनयो जना गुरुभाव परं तीर्थम् अन्यतीर्थं निरर्थकम् सर्वतीर्थाश्रयो देवी पारङ्गुष्ठं च वर्त जपेन जयमाप्नोति
चानन्दफलमाप्नुयात्
हीनकर्माद्यजन् सर्वं स्थानानि च रमाणि च जपमीनासनं कुर्वन् हीनकर्मा फलप्रदम् गुरुगीतां प्रयाणेव सङ्ग्रामे रूपसङ्कते जपञ्जयमवाप्नोति मारणे मुक्तिदायकम् सर्वकर्म च सावत्र गुरुपुत्रस्य सिद्ध्यति गिरम्रास्य नोवाचम् आवग्रे कथितं मया सुगोप्यं च प्रयाणेन ममां त्वं च प्रियात्विति स्वामी मुख्य गणेशारे कृष्णवरिणं च पार्वतीं मनसापि न वक्तव्यं सत्यं सत्यं वदाम्यहम् अतीव भगवचिताय श्रद्धभक्तियुताय च प्रवक्तव्यमेरं देवी ममासि सदा प्रिये अभक्ते वञ्चके दुर्गे
वाखण्डे नास्तिके नरे
मनसापि न वक्तव्या गुरुगीतं संसारसागर समुद्रनेकमन्त्रं ब्रह्मादिदेवमुनिपूजितस्य मन्त्रं दारिद्र्यदुःखभवरोगविनाशमन्त्रं वन्दे महाभयहरं गुरुराजमन्त्रम् इति श्रीस्कन्दपुराणे उत्तरकाण्डे ईश्वरपार्वती संवादे Paramarpanastu Nityanandaya Gurave Shisha Samsara Harine Bhaktakaye Kadeyaya Namaste Chitsadatmane Kangsham Savadosha Vivarjitam Niralambam Nirandangam Nityanandam Namamiyam Nirmamam Nirangaram Samaloštashmakanshanam Samadukha Sukhamadiram Avarutam Namamiyam Avinashinam Mamanam Ekavignaya Tadvatam Vitaraga Bhayakroram Nityanandam Namamiyam Nam Deho Name Deho Jivo Namami Chit Evam Vignaya Santushtam Avadutam Namamiyam Samatam Kalpanamantram Yamamukta Sanatanam Iti Vignaya Sandruptam Nityanandam Namamiyam Kamasankalpavarjitam Eyopareyainam dam Avadutam Namamiyam Swabhaveneva yo yogi Sukham bhogam navanshati Yadrukshalava santushtam Nityanandam Namamiyam Evaninda prasansabhyam Yasya vikriyate manam Amakriram amanam Avadutam Namamiyam Nityam jagraravastayam Swapnavadyo vatishtate Nishchintam chimmayamanam Nityanandam Namamiyam Dvesham nasti priyam nasti Nasti asya shubha shubham Viradyana vinam tam Avadutam Namamiyam Jaram Pashati no yastu Jagapashanti chinmayam Nitya yuktam gunachitam Yohi darshana matrena Bhavate bhuvanatrayam Pavanam jagamam tirtham Avadutam Namamiyam Sarva Pujyam Sarapurnam Akandananda Vigram Swaprakasham Chiranandam Nityanandam Namamiyam Nishkashantam Nirmalam Paramamritam Ganesha Purivasinam Avadutam Namamiyam Yogapurnam Tapomurtim Premapurnam Surarshanam Jnanapurnam Kripamurtim Nityanandam Namamiyam Durjana Sajjano Bhuyat Sajjana Shantimapnuyat Shanto Muche Abandevyo Mukta Shanyan Vimochaye Swasti Prajabhyam Paripalayantam Yayena Marge Namahi Mahisham Go Brahmanebhya Shubhamastu Nityam Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu Hale Varshatu Parajanyam Prithvi Shashalini Deshoyam Shubharaito Brahmana Santu Nirbhaya Sarve Bhavantu Sukhina Sarve Santu Niramaya Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Kashi Dukha Bhave Sarvastara शांति शांति आरती करूं सदा गुरु की करूं सदा गुरु की प्यारे गुरु वर की आरती करूं गुरुवार की आरती करूं सदा गुरु की करूं सदा गुरु के प्यारे गुरु वर की आरती करूं गुरुवार Shantam Vyomatitam Niranjanam Narabindu Kalatitam Asme Shri Gurave Namaha Sadgurunath Maharaj Ki Jai Sadgurunath Maharaj ki jai. Sadgurunath Maharaj ki jai. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to our Sunday morning satsang here at Shanti Mandir, Walden, and also on the occasion of Father's Day. So fathers, they instill in their children values, good work ethics, integrity, respect, discipline, and understanding. And then we have Baba, which also means father, endearing father. And we could say that in his case, he ultimately bestows the greatest knowledge. Who are we? Where do we come from? He implants that seed of sadhana, which creates for all of us the inspiration to know ourselves. Who am I? Where have I come from? Where am I going? What is all of this creation about? Birth, death, and truly bestows the greatest love, the greatest unconditional love, the greatest knowledge that we can attain in this human life. And for that, I don't know that there's any other description that we could take there. And as Gurudev always says, it's not about celebrating or honoring our parents only on Mother's Day, only on Father's Day, but that should be something that is near and dear to us at all times. That we honor that which they give to us, we honor that which how they have cared for us, that we honor them always and try to live a life that is filled with meaning, with purpose, and always moving towards the greater good for all. So happy Father's Day to all of those beautiful, amazing fathers out there who have brought into the world wonderful, wonderful children. And with that, we are going to be watching a video of Gurudev today. And the video that we're going to watch is, he speaks a lot about sadhak, fortitude, sadhana, daya, the difference between daya and karuna, both which always appear to mean compassion, but the difference between the two, contentment and peace. So the video is about 50 minutes. So we'll be projecting that onto the wall, and all of you joining us live stream will be able to enjoy that as well. And after that, we'll sit and meditate for a few moments, and then we'll conclude our satsang with Danya Danya, Joda Se Joda, and then I will give you the latest update on the announcements for Guru Purnima, July 4th and 5th. So stay tuned. Sadgurunath Maharaj Ki Jai.
Bhunaktu Saha Viryam Karvavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Sat Gurunath Maharaj Ki Jai. With great respect and love, I would like to welcome everyone to Satsang here this morning. Thank you, Larry. I think there's more to that story when the disciple goes back to the Guru the next day, about looking at why he said, I don't remember it right now, but why he said that you will die. Because we just live thinking I'm never going to die. Anyway, here we are. It's the month of November, at least in my calendar. Because I see some people don't flip the calendar over when the month changes. And they're still in October. They're saying, I'm just holding on to those feelings. But if you remember, I think a couple of weeks ago I said, today is the tomorrow you worried about yesterday. Today is the tomorrow you worried about yesterday. So yet, we continue to worry. A young girl at the end of our trip yesterday said the most wonderful thing. She said, everybody knows everything, but nobody does anything. She's in 11th grade, doing her SATs to go to college, or SAT to go to college, preparing herself, and talking about all the adults that were in the room, because she was the youngest. Whereas as adults we sit and we have conversations, but to actually put it into action. So as Larry spoke about Vivekananda, Master Charles, so many thoughts and memories and the wonderful times we all had together, especially with Baba Muktananda and Mukti and her then little daughter who played the violin at Satsang, or at the Kirtans. She sat right up on the stage because she was so little. And as we did our puja on Sunday morning, Sunday morning is today, so Saturday morning in Maryland, and it was a family affair. The father-in-law had passed away April. We were in Australia, and they invited Lavarji to come to pray for peace, because the one person had gone from the family, and the mother wanted that a priest should come and sing some mantras. So, as we all sat there for a couple of hours, and Lavarji explained a little bit of what he was doing, because they wanted a fire ceremony, and Lavarji said, since it's not been a year yet, you can't have a fire ceremony, but we can have a ceremony that will bring peace. So, as I sat there, I thought to myself, I said, ancient traditions focused upon peace. Think about it. Ancient traditions, we talk about peace, we talk a lot about peace, But every activity the sages shared, inspired, or even provoked. When I thought of Vivekananda, I thought of the other one, Shankarananda, was still alive, Shantananda, Larry Gopalananda, and there was two more. Guru Premananda was one, and these were all dynamic doers, characters in their own right. And Vivekananda, I think, is the first one to pass from that group of dynamic doers. And we met him quite a few times at his place in Virginia. And I still remember way back in either January or February of 1987, I'd just come back to the United States, and he found out from somebody where I was, and so he contacted me. He said, I want to see you. At that time in my life, I didn't know who to see and who not to see. But yet, we had traveled together, we had spent time together. I said, sure. So we met. Just him and I, we had lunch together. And all he basically wanted to say, if I remember the words correctly, was that which Baba gave you has not left. And I think over the years, I've met wonderful people who have carried what I call the seed grace of grace planted in all of us by the Guru. And through sadhana have nourished and nurtured and shared. It's not easy. It's easy to act, but not easy to keep it going. The Srimad Bhagavad Gita says, Ashantasya kutaha sukham. If I am not at peace, I cannot be in the experience of sukha. And I have often said, sukha has no English word. Only way I express it is at peace with yourself. You must be at peace within yourself. And if we look at our society and world today, and if we think about what is the turmoil is exactly this. We are not at peace within ourselves. We talk about external peace, but we don't talk about internal peace. We don't. A bhajan poem of Baba that Baba would sing came to mind this morning. This is Naam japan kyun chhod diya, krodh na choda, jhoot na choda, satya vachan kyun chhod diya. Why have you given up singing the name of God? You've not given up anger, you've not given up falsehood, you've not... why have you given up the truth in your speech? झूठे जग में दिल ललचा कर असल वतन क्यों छोड़ दिया. कौड़ी को तो खूब संभाला, लाल रतन क्यों छोड़ दिया. This mind of yours is entrapped in this external world. And you have given up the real life, the real land. You've taken care of that which is worthless. You've taken care of that which is worthless. And I think that's what the Guru tried to say to the disciple when he says, you are going to die. And so then you begin to think, so what's going to go with me? And he says, Lal Ratan kyun chhod. Then why have you given up that which is worth something? So when you die, what's going to go with you? None of this. Of course, we don't think of that because that's too scary. People say, don't talk like that. Because we have so much attachment to all of this. Jihi sumiran te ati sukh paave, so sumiran kyun chhod diya. Khalas ek bhagwan bharose, tan man dhan kyun na chhod diya. Baba would laugh sometimes when he sang this. That which gives you sukha, that which gives you comfort, that which gives you peace. Remembering that, you have given up remembering that. So, O Khalas, the poet saint says to himself, trust in that divinity. Trust in that divinity and let go of this body, this mind, this wealth. So anchor yourself in that truth. So I'm going to take Devani's help. She'll have to stand up, find a pen, write on the whiteboard. She loves simply sitting, meditating. So one time she has to do nothing, but I just thought, she asked me last night in the car, did you leave a theme last week? I said, no, we had 4 hours of chanting. She said, okay. So I never said a word actually. Except during the week of Deepavali when all of these different people were doing pujas and Lavarji is trying to tell them, drink water, do pranayam, sow the flower. And they're like, it reminded me of a video we shared from Baba which says, do you think it's easy work remembering God? Bhagwan ka chintan karna kya itna aasan kaam hai? It's not so easy. So, I think we'll start with contentment. They're all going one line. Contentment, peace, abundance. So I say just pray for this. Sukha, Shanti and Samriddhi. Now all of us who come to Satsang, we do a lot. But really, when somebody came to me the other day and said, give me a magic mantra. And I said, do nothing. She said, that's not what I expected. I said, that in itself is a challenge, isn't it? Do nothing. Somebody wrote me a few days ago, said, I want to teach meditation. You have any instructions? I said, first, keep it simple. Because we love to make it complicated. Because we as the audience, if it's simple, we think that's it. No, it's got to be more complex than that. There's so many scriptures. Then I said, keep at it. Don't just do one class and say, okay, that's it, I can't do any more. You know, he said, Mark said, I think Master Charles Vivekananda kept at it. He left us, I think, in the spring of 1983 is when we separated from Europe. I came here to New York. He said, I'm going to go for a little while and see what I do. And so he went. And then it's not that he or anybody didn't have hurdles, either self-inflicted or inflicted by others. But yet you remember that all I have to do is keep doing, keep at it. And that to me as a sadhaka, as a seeker, is what is important. The scriptures call it dhriti, fortitude. You fall down, you get back up. And I heard somewhere the other day, somebody said, I learned riding horses. And when you fall off a horse, you just get back up on the horse. I thought, wow. I've not been a big horse person. I've ridden, but I thought that's interesting. You fall off a horse, you get back on the horse. So that's life. You know, we fall down and we go, can somebody come and get me up? Right? And there is nobody really. There are nice people who will, but I tell people sometimes, leave them alone. Who will be there the next time they fall? And that's what here Kala says, Ik Bhagwan bharose tan man dhan kyun na chhod. Why don't you trust that Almighty and know that a man is stealing and he sees a baby drinking milk from its mother. And then in his mind he has a thought, if nature can provide a little baby, if the setup of nature is such that a little baby is taken care of or provided for, why am I going so crazy? So when you understand that, then these things happen. Contentment, peace, abundance. Abundance doesn't always mean that you have a lot of everything. It just means you enjoy that which you have. And people ask me, what is the difference between this modern day society we live in? I said, we have a lot, but none of us are happy. You'll say, no, that's not true. It is true. Meet somebody alone and ask them, how at peace, how content, how abundant do you feel? So, maybe we should write on the other side. I don't know. Not be jealous. Don't think that this matches that. These are just, how do I get to? Second could be share. Share. Make sense? Hmm? I was on the road for 4 or 5 days. We went to home number 1 on Thursday afternoon, home number 2 on Thursday evening, home number 3 on Friday morning, home number 4 on Friday afternoon. Santo concert on Friday night, home number 5 on Friday night and Saturday morning, home number 6 on Saturday morning, and home number 7 before we came back here. Of course, the gas stations and the bathrooms and the people on the highway or freeway. To me, I'm always looking for material because they are all just reflections of us. We just act holy. That's all. They just act normal. Bang! Get out of my way. And you're like, I'm at peace. They just show all these things. You have a jacket or pant with many pockets. Sometimes I think these things or qualities or what the scriptures talk about is what we have hidden, in all our different pockets. And sometimes, when you wear a jacket just at the end of spring or at the end of winter, and then you put it away and you pull it out next fall to wear it again, and you put your hand in the pocket and you find the Kleenex tissue from the last, and you go, oh my God, I can't believe I didn't pull this out before I put my jacket away. So all spring and summer and the beginning of fall, that little thing has been in that jacket. God knows with how many cooties, is that the word? So sometimes I think of that right side, and there's probably more, I don't know, that sits in this human body. And I'm not even aware that they are there. So as Lavaji did the puja that day, thoughts that came, Devyani, were ahimsa, Oh, yeah. You can put a line after abundance. Uske niche likho. Non-violence, truth, tranquility, control of the senses, and two words I'll write in Sanskrit only, Daya and Karuna. Next. Alan. So thought, okay, we're coming to the end of 2019. We're going to begin 2020. Devyani said, Larry, Dana, and she had a meeting to what will the satsangs be here in 2020. And they decided that let's focus upon the teachings of Baba Muktananda. Umesh and Acharya Jha are writing a syllabus on the teachings of Baba Muktananda that we can teach to the young students. Because soon, just like Master Charles has passed on, so will some of these elders. Sorry to say, but it's the real truth. It's just a matter of time who comes first. I will too. But we want that legacy, that tradition, because I think what each one of us has to remember is that we must focus and continue this tradition. The tree that you see standing in front of Mukteshwari, there are many branches, but the trunk is still standing. The storm takes out the branch. But if the roots and the trunk is fostered, it has the ability to grow a new branch. But what is happening, and has happened over time, is we forget the roots, we forget the trunk, and we get caught in the branches. And so I often feel fortunate that my parents, their families met Bhagwan Nityanand, met Baba Muktanand, and somehow here we are today in this. And the beauty of it is, it will still be there when we are reborn in a new form. Somebody shared with me a video of Sanskrit chanting, Vedic chanting as done by Lavarji. And a professor who decided to do some research on what is it that this Sanskrit and Vedic chanting does. So he shares that the brain expands. Parts of the brain, the gray matter expands. And he said, whereas we need books, these people, through their guru-disciple tradition, are forced to learn and memorize the mantras, and that it has an effect upon the brain, which science is now or today beginning to understand. So, all of this, I have often said, what the Guru gives us is a lifestyle. Guru wants that we live in this way, a life of contentment, a life of peace, a life of feeling abundant, a life that is non-violent. Non-violence is not just in action, but in thought and in speech. Always remember that, because you always think of non-violence as simply an action. But non-violence is also thought and speech. Do we go back to a person who calls us names? Or do we go back to a person who says, you are so wonderful? And we remember both. One has not so nice feelings, and one excites us thoroughly. Truth. That's a big subject always. And big because we have concepts, we have ideas, we have what we think is truth. But what is truth? The sages simply say that which you say becomes true. That. I mean, how do you get to that? First of all, they say speak less. To some it's easy, to some it's difficult. But then I always say, I'm afraid of those who don't talk much, because I don't really know what's going on in their mind. And I love being with those who blabber, because at least you know. They don't like the blah, 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 blah. Of course, just the only difference is they don't always know how to shut up. And the most amazing thing I find as I travel, those who talk the loudest and the most say, I never say anything. I'm like, okay, wow. So anyway, to ponder over, to become clear within ourselves. Tranquility, I feel, must come from within ourselves. The whole inside of each and every one of us must be tranquil. Very rarely do you actually meet people who are tranquil. There's a lot of people on the external seem tranquil, but irritate them a little bit. And their tranquility just goes away because they don't tell you that, why are you disturbing me? Well, you are tranquil. You are at peace. You are content. Yeah, I was till you came along. control of the senses. These are qualities that Vedanta says a student, a seeker must have within oneself. That come over time as we practice. And the last two, I sat with it all day, and in the van last night as we were coming home, I said to Lavarji, okay, what is the difference between these two? Because translated into English, they are both compassion. Daya and Karuna are both the word, English word. I thought, okay, there's kindness, there's compassion. There's probably more if I go look up synonyms. So then I asked Lavarji. So he said, Daya is something I do. Compassion is a physical, active action that I do. बरोबर?
अभंग आहे परमार्थ दया तिचे नाव भूतांचे पालन आणि निर्दलन कंटकांचे. दयामध्ये भूतांचं पालन सांगितलं आणि कंटक म्हणजे जे असे विचाराचे असतील त्यांना मारायचं ते काम देव करतो. करुणा ही फक्त संतांची असते. संत कोणी पण येऊ, कसा पण असो, राक्षस असू दे, कसा विचारात असू दे, त्याला चांगलंच करायचं काम करतो. अध्यात्माच्या
दया म्हणजे
भूतांचे पालन म्हणजे चांगल्या लोकांचा सांभाळ आणि जे म्हणजे यदा यदा ही धर्मस्य त्यांचं निर्दलन.
So Lavarji says he remembered overnight a poem from Saint Tukaram that Daya is taking care, which is what he said, of different types of creatures, of beings, of people. And Karuna, he said last night also, is what God does or evokes by taking care of getting rid of that which is not needed. The evil in each one of us, the negative in each one of us, and then fostering that which is positive or that which is good. So of course last night before we came back around, I think, the old time 10:30, the new time 9:30, because we changed times today. I sent off an email to one of our young acharyas who is a Sanskrit grammar acharya to say what is the difference, because both are in English compassion, yet because they are there, they are different. So how are they different? So he wrote, Karuna equals para dukkha hani cha. Karuna is the feeling within you that the suffering of someone else must go away. Karuna is the feeling within you that the suffering of somebody else must go away. And Karuna is always present as a character trait in a human being. So it's a quality that dwells within each one of us always. Daya yatnadapi paraklesham hartum yavadi jayate ichha bhumi surasreshta sa daya parikirtita. Because Sanskrit is a language that takes first the root where that word has come from, and from there the Acharya then explains further. So he says, the effort made by you. The first was the feeling, the thought. The second, daya, is the effort made by you that I should do something to alleviate his suffering or his trouble, his difficulty. similar to what Lavarji said. But so one, Karuna is a quality that exists within each and every one of us. If you watch YouTube, you'll see sometimes that a carnivorous animal will feed its milk to the baby of its prey. Think of this. A tigress who has just eaten the mother or is going to eat the mother who has delivered a baby realizes that the baby needs to be fed. So the karuna in her doesn't think that this is my praised child. And to me, when I think of these things, I think, what am I as a seeker? What am I as a sadhaka? We have our next intensive. Sadhana, sadhaka, sadhya. The practice, the seeker, the possibilities. Each one of us is caught in such situations like the tigress. Our prey may not be an animal we always eat. Our prey might be a company we want to devour. But that karuna has to arise. So Satyaraj says, karuna is not something that is actually seen. It's not seen by the physical eye. But yet, an environment is created where that karuna awakens, and through the effort known as daya, in action you could say, we get to see the karuna of that person. So a situation moves the human heart, and then he or she decides to take action, to do something about that particular situation. And that is the expression of karuna, which we will call daya. It's a lot to think on a Sunday morning, but this was the question that arose as we did the puja yesterday morning, because there were 8 or 10 family members, each one different in his or her own way. Some probably just present because they had to be present, some participating, and so much. And then, like I often say when I sing again about Master Charles, I thought of what I often say, each one of us has our peculiarity, each one of us has our speciality. And whenever I watch people and I think of all of this and how some of us are so nice, so genuinely daya and karuna, and some of us think, okay, it's my duty and therefore I should do it. And I think, don't just do it because it's your duty, because that will get you nowhere. Do it because you're moved to do it. So then, Satyaraj tries to talk a little bit about the fact that karuna is also one of the rasas. For those of you who know, there are navarasas, 9 rasas within each one. And the scriptures tell us that we must learn to express all of this. Shringara, beauty, hasya, laughter, karuna, raudra, anger, vira, courage, bhayankara, fear, bibhatsya, disgust, adbhuta, wonder or surprise. And Abhinavagupta adds the 9th one called Shanta Rasa, to be at peace. So these are The sages say what exists in each one of us. So a drama that we go to see, a dance that we go to see. You watch these two people, a man and a woman, who are in love with each other here from the Catskills back in the 70s, I guess. And the parents having opposed, if I remember correctly, the girl falling in love with this dance teacher. But yet, all they're expressing is what here he calls love or beauty. And the whole audience doesn't know the politics of the situation, is simply moved by that feeling. And then you see people dancing. Of course, it's a movie. But when chanting is good, as will happen in a few moments. And if for a moment you forget all of the politics of your own mind or the duplicity of your own mind, get rid of all of those jealousy, envy, kama, krodha, desire, all of those things, what Kabir says, are stealing from me at all times. They are robbing me all the time. Panch chor loothe te raat din. He says, day and night they take away from me. So I remember Chitra this morning, she sang a bhajan often. And of course she sang it really slow. And it evoked a lot of emotion and feeling, because the words daya, shanti, these come in this abhanga. And Baba would sing it often. And his, again, was related to the very first bhajan, Nama Japana Kyun Chhod Diya. He impressed upon each one of us that always remember, repeat the name of God. So, it's a bhajan by Jnaneshwar Maharaj. Samadhi sadhana sanjivana nama samadhi sadhana shanti daya sama sarvam bhuti samadhi sadhana. So here Jnaneshwar Maharaj says the technique, the possibility of samadhi, and that too which is filled with serenity and ananda, the mantra, the name of God. Because it is sanjivana. In the Indian tradition we have a herb which brings one back to life, which enlivens one. So it says sanjivana nama, that the name is, where in the words of the sages, dead. I know it's not nice, but because to them, what are you doing? What are you doing when you really begin to think of it? Well, just doing things. But to the sage, unless you sing the name of God, you are dead. So he says, a person who has drowned in negativities and self-hatred, the mantra, the name of God, brings them back. A young man who came to our satsang on, I think, Thursday night, probably his first satsang, I was just chanting in meditation. He couldn't get enough. He told Devyani, we have to get into the school system. I'll find a way. You just come and we'll get them young. Because that which he experienced, he thought, how do I share? How do I tell? So that mantra, the name, brings the awareness of equality, which brings peace and daya. Shanti, daya, sama, sawa. Shanti chipai shanti nivritti dataru hari nama ucharu didalate. Yaneshwar says his elder brother was his guru. He has given me not just peace but supreme peace. It's not that I'm peace at times, but I'm always at peace because he gave me the mantra which he told me to repeat, and as I repeat it, I am at peace. Shama dama kala vijnana sagyana paratoni agyana naye gara. I often repeat this line to myself. Paratoni agyana naye gara. That once that ignorance leaves, once that darkness leaves, it will never come back. Naneshwar, I would say in a way, guarantees, money back guarantee kind of, And the only way I express this to people is when the sun rises, where is the darkness? So the sage simply says that once that illumination takes place within yourself, that darkness of ignorance is gone. And through this mantra, it says all of that which is needed in life, the conduct, the way I should be, along with the knowledge of the self. So, to me, when I think who is good, or who is nice, or who is kind, or who is loving, and the only way I feel is that he or she who is always like that. And there's only one test, which I've said here many times. Wake them up at 2 a.m. when they are fast asleep, deep, gone, dead to this world. Wake them up in that moment. If they are loving, if they are kind, if they are like, what can I do for you? Not all the other things. Jnanadeva siddhi sadhana avita bhakti marga nita hari panthi. Jnanadeva says that this sadhana, this practice of the mantra, of the name, is the source of all attainments. And that's when Baba, when he says, I do japa in that little video, in that little clip. And then he realizes that the audience might think, doing japa, so what? And that's when he says, what makes you think that it's not, that it's not work, thinking of remembering the mantra at all times. So Naneshwar says this devotion by chanting can be attained naturally by each and every one of us. So I didn't write too much on the right column because I think we are all aware of that. I often think of what Chitra said one day, that Baba Muktananda said, don't talk about suffering, everybody knows that. Everybody's well aware of all of that in their life. Talk about uplifting things.
Danya Danya Pradakshina Sadguru Raya Chita Parasuravara Vimana Udaraya Danya 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 Pradakshina Sadguru Raya Chita Parasuravara Vimana Udaraya Danya Jota se jota jata Sada Guru Jota se jota jata Nirantara Timmirami Sada Guru Jota se jota jata Yogeshwara, Jnaneshwara, Yogeshwara, Jnaneshwara, Sarveshwara, Parameshwara, Sarveshwara, Parameshwara, Sadguru Jota se jota jagata Mera antara mera mikara Sadguru Jota se jota jagata Amma balak tere dwar pe aaye Amma balak tere dwar pe aaye Mangal dar sadikar Sadguru Jota se jota jagata Mera antara mera mikara Sadguru Jota se jota jagata Shri Satsang Pare Teri Aarati Shri Satsang Kare Teri Aarati Jai Masuda Parasada Sadguru Jota se jota jagata Mera antara mera mikara Sadguru Jota se jota jagata Antar mein yuga se soe Antar mein yuga se soe Chitti Shakti ka jagata Sadguru Jota se jota jagata Mera antara mera mikara Sadguru Jota se jota jagata Sachi Jota jage hiradayane Sachi Jota jage hiradayane So amanara jagata Sadguru Jota se jota jagata Mera antara mera mikara Jota se jota jagata Jivanam bhuktananda vinashi Jivanam bhuktananda vinashi Charanana sharana lagata Sadguru Jota So this concludes our Sunday morning satsang, and I'm sure all of you enjoyed Gurudev's video. And with this, I'd like to say that we are 13 days away from the countdown of Guru Purnima, so July 4th and 5th, 13 days away. July 4th, we'll have our intensive, our virtual intensive, first one with Gurudev, beginning at 9 a.m. Here in New York time, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. And I know that on that day we have Argentina and Mexico joining us, and Europe. So all of us are on the same time frame from the 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. So I just want to remind everyone to please go ahead and register. I know we have many, many, many of you who have already done so, and I know of many people who have said we're planning on doing it. So the countdown is on. There's quite a few logistics still to be arranged. So the sooner that you register, that is very helpful for us on this end. We started all of our decorations in our lobby area down at Namaste. The preparations are underway, so to make it a very, very rich experience and celebration for all of you watching from your living rooms. It'll be colorful, it'll be beautiful, and it'll be as if Gurudev was physically sitting there with us. All of us will be enjoying his presence from Magod, which will be integrated into the intensive, so you'll see how all of that's going to work, but it's going to be amazing and filled with the grace of the Guru, the glory of the Guru, and there's a couple of little surprises in there too, so definitely do not miss it. And when I say a surprise, it's a surprise for the entire Shanti Mandir family, wherever you are. I think you'll be quite pleased with it, so not to be missed. And then on Sunday, we'll be doing the second showing of the intensive, and that will be for all of the devotees in the communities in India, Singapore, and Australia. So all of you will have yours on Sunday. And also, that is the same weekend that we here at Shanti Mandir will be opening up to the two counties, Ulster County and Orange County. So the community members will be allowed visitation to the ashram that weekend. So it's very exciting for us to be able to welcome back all of our local community, and starting with phase 1 and see how that all goes. And I'm sure with Baba and Gurudev's blessings, it will all go well. And then we look forward to integrating phase 2. So step by step, baby steps, as we all know, day by day, week by week, month by month, and we'll see where we are. So I think that's all of the, two more announcements. So one is also to let you know that on the live stream, there is a direct register now button that's integrated into the description. So you'll find that right there on the live stream on YouTube itself, so you can register there, or you can simply go to the Shanti Mandir website, and you'll see on the home page there's a Guru Purnima virtual intensive, and you can register there. The most important thing is that we get your email address so that you will receive the Zoom invite, which will allow you to enter into the intensive, from what I understand. And so all of that, we want to have that all done well in advance. And we will be doing a few trials prior to make sure that we have all of our quirks and any troubleshooting taken care of ahead of time, to ensure that you get everything without interruption, without distraction, and without any problems. The second one, give me 1 second here. I need my glasses for this one. Intensivo virtual con traducción al español. So for those of you who are planning on taking the intensive and you speak Spanish, just so you know, there will be translation for you by Nicheshwari. So make sure that you do not allow that to be in your way in terms of your registration. So thank you all, and ashramites and residents are all invited to come up for darshan, followed by prasad down at Namaste. Sadgurunad, Maharaj Ki Jai. And one more announcement that I received from Gurudev this morning. For those of you who know Banu Kapoor in New Delhi, his mother, who was known to the Satsang for many, 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 many years, and father, She passed away last night. So for anybody who wishes to send a condolence to Banu Kapoor in New Delhi, part of the Delhi Parivar, you're welcome to do so. Thank you all. Sadhgurunad Maharaj Ki Jai.